We went to Detroit because in a lot of ways it symbolizes the challenges faced by the United States, which we think technology can really help with. We made a one-day instead of two-day event. We invited anyone who wanted to come, and we allowed a lot of students and others to come. We really aim to have a broad impact on the thinking in Detroit and in the United States about how technology is going to affect economic growth and jobs.
We need to take all of the cool things that are happening in technology and community and internet and all of these things and put it into the things that matter, the things that we touch and feel every day.
There are huge sectors of the economy, education, healthcare, energy, that haven't really been disrupted that much in the last 25 years. What I think of as the first internet revolution, getting everybody to believe it was important, get connected, multiple devices, multiple networks, that's sort of been accomplished. The second internet revolution is how you use the ubiquity and now the mobility of the internet to transform other important aspects of life.
People are making a living by producing things in their basements or a tech shop or in their living rooms and selling online.
We actually think fundamentally that crowdfunding is a social experience. And anyone who has not funded something that way or raised money that way does not understand that until they actually do it. Because you're funding people via crowdfunding. You're not just funding ideas, but people.
At Techonomy, we like to say that every company is a technology company, and that's not just a rhetorical gamesmanship. We think that software is becoming so central to everything that happens in modern society that if a company doesn't have its own software and technology development activities and doesn't even at the CEO level think day in and day out about how technology is creating new opportunities and new challenges, that company is at risk.
It makes absolutely no sense when we educate some of the smartest people in the world with advanced degrees and then ask them to leave the country and go start up companies elsewhere. Why aren't we stapling right to their graduate application a visa or a green card?
I mean, obviously there's a huge challenge in Detroit public schools, as there is throughout the country. And to me, I think what we need to start doing is retooling our educational system for the current era, because it's an outdated system that was built 50 years ago.
On the one hand, yes, we need more specific talents in engineering and software areas, and we need everyone to have a more familiar attitude towards using technology on the job. That's not so hard. What's really hard is creating more independent-minded thinkers who are capable of adapting quickly to change. That is what's going to be required for employment in the coming years.
The amazing thing about technology is that you can see effect immediately. So if you build something, you can actually see it in the world and you can see it working. Whereas if you enact a policy within the city government, it can take anywhere from 4 to 8 years to actually see the result of it. Change happens so slowly. So how can we actually speed up the change? And one way to speed up the change is to over-communicate and to make more available and more transparent the data, how the government is running, what needs to change, why it needs to change.
It's unacceptable for our leaders not to be talking and thinking very actively and aggressively all the time about how technology is going to help move us forward.
Detroit specifically was born on the spirit of disruption.
I think the main thing here from the city of Detroit standpoint and with Mayor Bing and the council is that finally, right, we are addressing the financial cloud that was overhead for years and decades that was never dealt with before.
Detroit is a test case for what we can be. If you listen to our politicians, you know, what we should be and what we can be as Americans.
I think Detroit is a great place for entrepreneurs. I think you can't help but look around and if you're a certain type of person, think about opportunities.
It's so great to have Techonomy come to Detroit. It helps shine a spotlight on our state's innovation and entrepreneurial DNA.
It's not just about Detroit, it's really the story of entrepreneurship in America and how it really is spread more broadly through the nation than we sometimes realize.
We think it's a great context for an ongoing discussion about the future of the U.S. economy. It's not just about Detroit, it's about America, and we will continue to do it in Detroit.